I didn't know her personally, but I'll tell you what I can. What do you want to know?
Tell me about Bianca Cardolo's family.
Ah, well, you know I love Italian history. Her father, Signor Antonio Savoy, is from two of the most noble Italian families, the Savoys and the Capetians. The Savoys, as you know, were the royal family in Italy up until World War II.
Yes, I
Interesting.
did know this.
Tell me about Bianca Cardolo's husband.
Dante Cardolo. You know, he is from the Capetian family, just like Bianca's father. But they are distant cousins. He was very popular in Venice. He could have gone far in politics, but his support of the EU at any cost has the common people very angry. Only time will tell if his political career survives, if indeed Italy survives.
Thank you for the information. Was Bianca Cardolo wealthy?
Oh yes, both her birth family and her husband's family are extremely wealthy. There's no doubt about that.
I see.
It's none of my business, but why are you interested in Bianca Cardolo?
Her story
I'm a
caught
creep.
my eye, that's all.
I can't blame you. It is a terrible thing. Oh, Mr. Rector, such a crime does nothing to help the city's morale. We could all use some good news, eh?
If you learn anything new about Bianca Cardolo, please contact me.
Absolutely. I would be happy to.
Thank you, Stanley.
I'd like to see the figurine you mentioned in your letter.
See. Here it is. Take all the time you need. I hope you'll find it to your liking.
Oops.
I know your taste is excellent.
We'll see.
He's not into it.
That's all for now. Thank you.
As you wish.
For a second, I thought he pulled out hand sanitizer. I was like, that's rude.
An interesting piece, if genuine. I should analyze it.
Archangel Ivory. Early 6th century. Scroll through similar images in Malachi's memory bank and choose the closest match. Part of a diptych carved in classical style with a youthful face and ideal proportions. 1st or 2nd century, found in Afghanistan, featuring motifs of numerous animal, flowers, dancers, female nudes, musicians, and more. Don't think that's our guy. No. Oh. Okay. 12th century chess pieces with exaggerated and glum expressions that appear comical to the modern eye. Oh dear. Oh no. Elephant ivory. From elephant tusks, cross sections show striae of retzius or growth bands, unique to this type of white ivory found in Africa and Asia. Synthetic ivory. How am I supposed to know? Walrus ivory? I guess it is darker. Oh. Islamic ivory carvings. Ivory was popular in Islamic carvings. Aren't the first test? I don't think that's... Medieval chess pieces. Chess pieces were non-standardized in the medieval age. Sets were often themed for a region, ruler, etc. Did I do it? Where's the finish? I can't. There's exit. Oh, okay.
I don't need to text him right now. I don't need to call him right.
Why was that an option?
The figurine is an excellent find, Senor Baruzzi. It's a 12th century Lewis Chessman piece. The British Museum and the Museum of Scotland each have part of the collection, so we might be able to get them to bid against each other. Marvelous. Can I assume our usual split?
Of course. Oh, that is good news. Should I have it sent to your store in Manhattan?
Please do. Oh, and ensure the hell out of it.
Oh
Of
my
course.
god, his face got
Thank
so
you.
evil
I'm not
when he
ashamed to
said
say
that.
I will be
Sure,
glad
the
for
hell
the
out of
money.
it. Can't even replicate that face. It's creepy. Nope. Forgot. Do we have enough information on her now? 8 out of 13 data points. Okay. I might be able to start. Family is among the most wealthy in Europe. Wealthy family. Wealthy. 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 Her husband was unpopular due to his politics. Okay, that aligns there. That seems to align as well. I don't even know how to say that name. Inez de Zuniga? Velasco? Oh. They revolted against her husband. Yeah, that's unpopular. First husband, Ptolemy the 13th Theos Philopator, attempted to depose Cleopatra and was ultimately executed by Julius Caesar. Yeah, okay. Husband made the highly controversial split from the Catholic. Yep, okay. Husband was descended from the same prestigious bloodline as father. First two husbands were her brothers, as per Egyptian custom. She married her first cousin Charles Darwin. First husband was descended from the same cloudy bloodline as her father. Okay, so that's more on the nose than the other ones. First husband was previously her uncle by marriage? What? Well, you're out. We'll take you guys out too. Her father was from two of the most prestigious Italian bloodlines, Capetian, Savoy Italian royal family for centuries till World War II. Son of the Lord Mayor of London and an Irish heiress of I'm thinking it's this lady, Livia. At age 19, she had a son. Had her first son, Tiberius, at a young age for the time, 17. Okay. The son, Leistarchus, with her husband Leonidas. The first, approximately, well, in her late teens. Gorgo. Had first son at 19, shortly after her marriage. Okay, so that's on the nose. Married at age 18 to a 43-year-old politician. Married at approximately age 17 to King Henry VIII. Then aged 50. Then age 50, his seventh wife. Okay, maybe. Married 18 to Tiberius Gracchus Major. He's 45. 19. Man 4 times her age. Oh boy. Married in her early teens to her half-uncle King Leonidas I. Gorgo. Oh boy. Married at age 16 to her first husband, Tiberius Claudius Nero, who was much older than her at 42. Maybe. She loved to dance and was a talented ballerina. Excellent dancer, her skill was admired by many, despite their opinions on the woman herself, having trained since her youth. What is... Skilled dancer, debuted in court with her participation in a dance in the play Perseverance. No, we took her out. 21... Okay. We'll get back to that. Can I use the passport or the wallet in place of the key?
That doesn't... I reckon... I need the key. That doesn't...
No. Okay. Do I need to go back to New York?
Ah, Mr. Rector. I'm glad you stopped by. Someone was here looking for you.
Oh? Who was that?
It was an Asian woman, middle-aged. She didn't give her name. She came in to inquire about you after your last visit. To be honest, I didn't like her manner, and I told her I didn't know you. I hope I wasn't wrong.
No, she doesn't sound like anyone I know, and I don't care for people knowing my business. Let me know if she bothers you again.
You don't know
Of
any
course.
middle-aged Asian women? Not a single one. Even though I live in Manhattan.
I don't have anything new to...
What am I supposed to do?
The sofa and chair are Queen Anne, but they've been reupholstered in red leather. Hideous. I prefer to stand.
I prefer to stand.
The sofa and chair are Queen Anne.
I go back. Will he have more to tell me?
Hello again, Mr. Rector.
Signore Barozzi. I don't have anything new.
Yeah.
Signor Giuseppe Barozzi. I've known him for years. While his stock is usually lower grade. Venetian fine china. It's affordable and ever so slightly rare. Good for Barozzi's middle-class clientele.
Yeah. What is the significance of this necklace? really understand what these buttons are. I should have paid more attention. Or can I go to the how to play? Well, okay. Oh, use the eye icon to look at things and hear descriptions. Hand icon to pick items up. Icon means that an item can be used with the selected person or thing. Use the icon to use the currently selected item on the tab in the upper right of the screen. Okay. Okay, so that will let me see a close-up if there is one, a description. To combine items, select one of the items from your inventory, click the inventory icon, and then click on the item you want to combine it with. Let's just, you know, see how the hint system works. Find a way to open the secret drawer. Contact Detective Brunetta upon arrival in Venice? Eh? We're not there before. Let me text him.
Buongiorno. This is Malacaretta. I need to speak with you about the death of Bianca Cardona.
I was told to expect your call. Meet me at 425 alla Due Colonne. That's the site of the murder.
Thank you. I'll see you there.
Murder. There's been a murder. Okay. Murder Bridge? Sorry. I was not expecting it to be called that. It's not incorrect, but still a little surprising.
I should talk to Detective Brunetta before I look around the area.
Okay.
That must be Detective Brunetta. I wonder how Amble Dexter got the Italian police to work with me. There's definitely more to this than Dexter was willing to tell me. Are you Detective Brunetta?
That is correct, Mr. Rector.
Yes.
I've been told to answer any questions you have about the death of Bianca Cardolo. I can't say I understand why.
Well, I'm glad to know where you stand, Detective. Let's get started, if you don't mind.
Is she trying to listen to us?
It's always good to know your source. You won't mind telling me something about yourself?
That depends on what you want to know.
Do you know the Cardolo family personally?
I'm not a part of that high society, even if I have the time to have a social life, which I don't.
You said you were told to answer my questions. Can I ask by whom?
You don't know?
I'm not in the habit of asking questions I know the answer to.
I was told it came from a mayor's office. You were hired by Signore Cardolo, perhaps?
No, it wasn't Cardolo.
Interesting. Well, at least I know that much.
Guess I could have been all shady with him, but we did meet on this nice bridge. This is our first date, so I want to be honest.
Tell me about Bianca Cardolo.
She was a popular figure in Venice. Everyone knew her. She was even named the most beautiful woman in the city several years ago. The public wants her killer found,
Why
and
do they
so
have
do
a-
I.
Contests for that. Yes, this is our first date. Look at the lovely setting, the soft colors. That golden hour lighting. Ish.
Tell me about Bianca Cardolo's murder.
We know she was followed while walking home from a concert. She ran. The killers caught up with her here where we're standing. They hanged her from this bridge.
Sounds familiar. In fact, I read that much in the papers.
I can't read your mind, Mr. Rector. If you have questions, ask them.
Yeah, Mr. Rectum.
She was walking home from a concert alone?
Yes, her husband is a very busy man. As I understand, she often attended artistic events without him.
Was she robbed? Molested?
No, her purse fell into the canal. We retrieved it. Her money and credit cards were all there. Her jewelry was untouched. There were no signs of rape.
What was with that major side eye?
Were there any witnesses?
No one came forward, even after Senor Cardolo put out a personal request.
Do you have any leads on the killers?
No. If you want my opinion, such as it is, they were professionals. They left no physical evidence on the bridge or on the body. Even the rope was generic.
Generic rope. Oh, not even name brand rope. Disrespectful.
Tell me about the Cardolo family.
Dante Cardolo, her husband, is extremely wealthy and a very important man in local politics. Well-respected man, for good reason. Her father, Venetian royalty. It would be difficult to find a more distinguished bloodline anywhere in Italy. This crime has all of Venice in shock, and we have no leads. We haven't found anyone who would want to hurt her.
And yet, someone did.
Yes. If you want my opinion, her family had nothing to do with it. But that begs the question, eh? Who did?
Those are all the questions I have, Detective.
Maybe someday I'll know what this was all about, eh?
I doubt
now
it.
she's going back
Even I
inside.
don't know what it's all about. But I wish you luck in finding Bianca's killer.
I'll need more than wishes. Arrivederci, Mr. Hector.
Arrivederci.
Cooperate with the authorities. Get on Brunetta's good side. Yeah. First date.
There's something on the bottom of the canal. Could it have fallen from Bianca's purse?
Big purse.
That wouldn't do
Jump
much
in.
good.
Go for a swim. Come on.
According to Brunetta, not a soul in those buildings saw the murder. Bianca ran from the killers, and they caught her here. It's probable that this location was random, but not the public hanging. Her death was meant to be noticed. There's nothing I need to access on the other side of that bridge. The police thoroughly swept the bridge for clues, and I don't see anything unusual about it. That window looks directly over the bridge. I can't reach it. Besides, the door is much more convenient if I really want to get in there.
I suppose.
That house needs repair. A lot of these Venetian homes have been passed down through generations, and the current owners can't afford the upkeep. That house needs
What flew off of his hand?
Pardon, Signora. May I have a word with you?
Yes? What can I do for you?
What? Why did he walk all the way over there?
The old woman must own that rundown house. They're a matched set.
Yes, signore. What can I do for you?
Is this your home, Signora? It's lovely.
Ah, grazie.
Liar.
It's been in my family for 4 generations.
I'd like to introduce myself. My name is Malachi Rector.
Buonasera, signore. I am Caterina Falone.
I noticed that you seem nervous, Signora.
You would be nervous too if unspeakable things happened just outside your front door. I do not wish to talk about it.
I do.
I would like to speak with you about the murder, Signora.
No, I'm sorry. I won't speak about that. I already said as much to the police.
But I am not the police. You can talk to me.
I don't know you, signore. And it is too terrible to talk about. No.
Thank you for speaking with me, Signora.
It was a pleasure to speak with such a fine gentleman. Arrivederci.
No way, come back. I think there was more I could do. Hides drugs in bun. Retired teacher. Thinks style is sexy. Severe hairstyle. She probably hides drugs, but I'll go with retired teacher. Threadbare clothes. Can't see well. Moth infestation in home. Low income. Low income. Calloused fingers. String musician. Compulsive finger rubber. Works in dial factory. Oh, was she the piano teacher or something? Except string. But the piano is not a string instrument like that. It is a string instrument, sort of. It's string and percussion, right? But you don't. If you're getting calluses from the piano, you're playing it wrong. Touches neck. Lost or sold jewelry. A sore throat, scratching an itch. Did I do it right? Okay.
Yes, signore. What can I do for you?
Oh, wait. The ad is starting soon. Book time. Okay. She said goodbye to Joan and returned to her home to find it empty. The staff had been let go, but Mr. Rudy was pacing the property and clucking with self-satisfaction. Clucking? He'd made many shrewd sales, and so Frances sought to endure his attitude, but then he began acting strangely, calling her Francie, touching her bare wrist. He was wearing a new suit and an abundant musky scent. When he suggested they celebrate their successes over dinner, she laid a cool hand upon his ample face and said, "Mr. Rudy, I'd sooner fuck an eel." Okay. Very straightforward. After this, he affected a high road attitude, which she also endured. As they went over the figures, she felt certain he'd massaged the payout in his favor. But she didn't pursue it. She merely took her cut with thanks and sent him on his oily way. The check denoted a fair amount, but not enough to represent anything besides a provisional pardon, and she studied the zeros with a sadness that felt treacherous. Oh, not enough zeros. She couriered the check to Mr. Baker and asked him to have the funds transferred to euros as quickly as he was able. Chapter 7. Malcolm was yet in his suite. Malcolm was yet in his suite. He was speaking to Susan on the phone. "Let's eat food for lunch," she said. Innovative. Can't do that. "Let's drink a drink in a bar." No. Recalling certain past behaviors, she deduced he was in the grips of the hotel unwellness. In a patient tone, she said, "I want to see you, Malcolm. Tell me, how should I achieve this?" "I think I could swim," he said. 90 minutes later, he was standing beside the pool in trunks while Susan trod water before him. He crouched into a squatting ball, toes hanging over the pool's edge. Tipping slowly forward, he flopped into the water. His body rose to the surface, face down, lifeless. A long while passed. Susan watched, smiling. They had swum together many times, and she expected a performance. Malcolm breached, gasping. "We called that one Dead Man's Float," he said. "Who's we?" "My school friends and I." "You never had a friend." "I had 4 friends." "What were they like?" "Rich brats like me. One was sex-obsessed, one was sporty, one was gay, I guess. One was weirdly content." "Who are you?" He wondered how he should put it. A lump of heartbroken clay. Why were you heartbroken? "Well," he said, "it was before Francis came around. I've told you all this." "Not really, you haven't." They were facing each other, swimming in place. "Tell me now," she said. He took in a mouthful of water and spit it upward in a thick stream. "Who knows where to start? Susan, leave this weirdo." "Start at the end. My father died and Frances showed up unannounced at the academy." "And you didn't know her very well at this point, right?" "Hardly." "Had you known your father?" "Almost not at all." "But you were heartbroken about his dying." "No, I was ashamed of that." "Because of the way it happened," she said. "Of course. It was in all the papers, you know. Fragrant Frank Price. My father had made so many enemies, and they were having a lot of fun with the details. And my mother was made out to be some sort of monster." "Did the other kids know about it?" "Yes." "And were they terrible?" "Yes." A moment passed. Susan said, "Tell me why you were heartbroken, Malcolm." Okay, we're back.